That one misses. Full count now. Jackson Chourio up next for the Brewers. Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third. This one in the air right field. That's a base hit. Frelick comes in to score. It's an RBI single, and they take a 3-run lead.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI.
You know what they say, he couldn't have thrown it out there any better than that, and certainly the case that time. Just flared it back behind the second baseman and dropped it in there.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Jackson Chourio the next to hit. And they're all loaded up.
Batting ninth, third baseman, Luis Rengifo.
Luis Rengifo gets a chance to hit here. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
Big moment in this game. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position, and could really break this thing wide open early.
This one in the air center field. And that is that. So they get 3 runs in the inning, but they also leave the bases loaded. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Brewers 3. KC coming to bat. We go to the bottom of the first, and today's starting pitcher, Chad Patrick. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
That one lifted to left, and that'll fall for a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Here's Bobby Witt Jr. Witt matched a homer in his last game. And a swing and a miss. One-two now. And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
Batting third.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup. Already they find themselves down 3 runs in this game, so there's work to be done.
Yeah, you want to see them come out with a little urgency here. You don't have to score all 3 runs, but put something up on the board. That'll make you feel a little bit better about your opportunities. But if you're looking at that 3-run lead and saying we've got to get it right now, you can put yourself up against a wall and not have really good at bats. So just trust the process. Trust that your pitcher can hold them right there. These players can find themselves back in this ball game.
Patrick, he's one of those guys who uses the cut fastball as his primary offering, and when it's on, it can induce a lot of weak contact. High fly ball, right field. Chourio gets under it. 2 down.
And the late movement on the cutter is really what makes it so effective, because as a hitter, you make a decision whether you're going to swing or take a pitch before it actually gets into the zone. So that late movement causes it to miss the barrel of the bat, sometimes miss the bat entirely.
Yeah, they talk about cutters as being lane changers because it's more of that side-to-side movement and very little of the downward tilt. Odd choice here. They intentionally walk him, and the runner now into scoring position.
Right fielder, Lane Thomas.
First and second, 2 outs. Here's Lane Thomas now.
Well,
The 2-1. Just missed.
that's inside.
Good pitchers make pitches in big situations, and right here with a middle of the order hitter up, runner in scoring position, he's got to find a way to throw a quality strike.
Not far out of the zone, but it was a ball. One challenge remaining for them now. Oh, great stop. Puts the tag on him, and that's the inning. Royals strand a pair. They trail in this one 3-0. And we're back. This offense has been on fire lately, and once again getting it done today.
Yeah, a loaded lineup that can hurt you from any spot in the order. Tasty recipe for a lot of wins.
On the ground. And quickly one away in the second.
Up next for Milwaukee, catcher William Contreras.
At the plate, William Contreras. Next offering in there for a strike. That's strike 2. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Up next for Milwaukee.
Pretty tough for the infielders to do
Jake
anything
Bauers.
with that one. He pulled it hard into the outfield, and even when you keep it on the ground, it feels great when you hit a missile like that.
Digging in, Jake Bauers. And that's in for a strike. And the count 1-2. Contreras leads off first with 1 away.
Well,
Rusty Valentine calling balls and strikes.
Boog, something I hear from hitters about Valentine is they know they don't have to protect off the plate too much in 2-strike counts, and that can be a big deal in terms of your confidence in seeing some pitches in that at bat.
Ground ball right side. It squirts through. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone.
Up next for Milwaukee, center
Sal
fielder
Frelick
Sal
up now for the
Frelick.
Brewers. Hit weakly on the ground towards second. Massey gets it to first, and that is out number 2.
Up next for Milwaukee, first baseman Andrew Vaughn.
Up now for Milwaukee, Andrew Vaughn. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position here in the second game of the series. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. Activity in the bullpen. Number 38, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Kolek also throwing. Here's a 1-2. Base hit, 1 run in already. Another comes in to score. It's 5-0.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies.
Up next
Really
for
good swing
Milwaukee,
right there. You got a
second
pitch that he
baseman
knew he could
Bryce
handle,
Terang.
allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
Runner at first with 2 away. Next for Milwaukee, Bryce Terang.
ball 2.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Ground ball to the right side, and it finds its way through for a hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits.
Back-to-back base hits. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
And the Royals manager making his way towards the mound now as he will make the move. Chris Bubich won't go any further, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. Pitching change here, number 38.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
First and second, 2 outs. Joey Ortiz up now for the Brewers. This one in the air, center field. Isbell has a beat on it, and that is that. So it's 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors and a couple left on. Down to the bottom of the second. It's the Brewers 5 and the Royals nothing. Back here at Kauffman Stadium, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Carter Jensen steps in for the Royals. The 2-1. And there's a fly ball deep right field. That's back. Feeling for the wall as he makes the catch.
Batting 7th, first baseman, Vinny Pasquantino.
And now the first baseman. Pasquantino. Ground ball left side, and it stays fair. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Batting 8th,
Just found a way to slap that ball down the third baseline. That's really excellent bat control, and it kind of goes back to all those drills you see hitters do off the tee where it's placed in different spots. That was just nice.
Here's a 2-1. Laced into left. That's a base hit. And now 2 aboard.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Here's the left fielder, Jack Caglione. Two on, 1 out. And that'll load the bases.
Take it back.
Up next for the Royals, designated hitter,
Jonathan India at the plate. Here's a 1-1. And there's a foul ball. The 1-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. All loaded up. Bottom half of inning number 2. Battling here as he fouls it away. One and two here. Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Drops in for a hit. Couldn't run it down. In to score from third. It's 5-1. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. Now here's Bobby Witt Jr. Now time is called here. Pitching coach on his way out to the mound. Still in the second, already at 44 pitches, so some concern there. Out towards right center field. Base hit. One run is in. The second run scores. It's a two-run single, and they cut the lead to 2.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. And now it's Kyle Isbell. Here's a 1-1. In the air, left field. Oh, no, he dropped it. Runner from third in to score. And now they trail by 1.
Well, back within 1 as he brings home the run. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
First and second, one out. Michael Garcia getting ready to hit.
No!
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
Way high.
That's the ball.
Lane Thomas in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. The 3-1. And they're all loaded up.
Well, that sets up a really big at-bat in this game. These are the moments when everyone in the stadium gets really locked in.
Lane Thomas will make his way to the plate.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
The 1-1. Swinging a foul out of play. The 1-2. Outside with a breaking ball. In the air, left field. Yelich on the move. He's got it. Runner tags from third. Witt scores. It's 5-5.
That play really shows how important it is to hit the cutoff man. Looked like he tried to throw through and get the runner at home, but it backfired, and it ended up costing them a run. I remember my rookie year overthrowing a cutoff man. Didn't last long before I was pulled aside by a veteran pitcher. He had a talk with me. I don't know if I ever missed a cutoff man again.
Two on, two outs.
Nope, that's off the plate.
Catcher challenges, and this could be a big momentum swing. And it did miss the zone. The call stands. So they're now out of challenges. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. The 2-1. Fought off foul. Pitch misses there, and now it's 3-2.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Now there's a bullet down the line. Can't reach it. This should score at least one. One runs in. Another comes in to score, and they lead by 2.
Well, he had the opportunity to drive in some runs, and he comes through to break the tie. I'll tell you, when you smoke a line drive into the gap like that, I mean, sure, home runs are king, but I feel like nothing makes you feel like a true professional hitter more than a bolt the other way.
So, runner at second, 2 down. Vinny Pasquantino steps in for the Royals. Man at second.
No, that's a ball.
The 2-1. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. That is the inning. So they score 7 times in the inning and have jumped ahead. We played 2 full. It's the Royals 7 and the Brewers 5. Back here in Kansas City, on to the 3rd inning.